Hey everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you once again from downtown Manila. And I've got an awesome guest today, all the way from Ohio, where it's been snowing, 6 inches of snow. Imagine that, guys. In the Philippines, if it starts to drizzle, they close all the schools and all the government offices. In Ohio, you just go to work, right?
Yep, you just keep going to work.
That's the one. So my guest is a lovely lady. Her name is Bobbie. I hope I got the pronunciation right. It's Bobbie Hively. And
Yes.
Bobbie is on the RN board certified natural wellness practitioner and board certified global energy medicine practitioner. And don't we all need some help, guys? Um, Her company name is Healed Naturally. That means you stay away from all the pills and potions and you just do this stuff the proper way, guys. So basically, alternate medicine, natural healing. Been doing it for a mere 30 years, and you're going to hear more about that shortly. Been helping people achieve their goals by finding emotional and physical health by removing their energetic imbalances and finding nutritional balance. I enjoy getting to the root of the problem. Key achievements. There's a lot of them here. RN board certified, natural wellness, board certified global energy medicine, certifications which you guys won't even understand, so I won't rattle them all off. Then we have personal motto of philosophy. I love this one. This is a great one. Your body is talking. Are you listening? Think about that one, guys. Those aches and pains are telling you something. That
Mhm.
pain we used to say when we were younger, gut feeling. Well, that gut feeling is telling you stuff, guys. Trust your gut,
Mhm.
and gut health's very important. Um, I healed myself of MS, which had hit all four extremities, fine and gross motor control over 30 years ago. Business inquiries, we're gonna put all Bobbie's links all over social media, just like we can for you people. And think about it, guys. A TV commercial would cost you $30,000, and why that sign? People might even go and take a cup of coffee and miss it, right? Um, Radio spots, 10 radio spots will set you back between $3,000 and $5,000 in your area. However, you can come on 15 minutes of fame and become famous, just like our friend Bobbie's going to be. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch over screens because being an old man, I've forgotten to click to the correct screen. I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to come over to here and we're going to give Bobbie her 15 minutes of fame. Good evening, Bobbie.
Good evening. Nice to see you.
Likewise. Bobbie, let's get this show underway with a few questions here. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. How did it all begin?
Well, I was actually kind of forced into it. I was working in the ER as a registered nurse, and I woke up one morning and I had this numb sensation in my side, which felt like it had fallen asleep, an area that never falls asleep, like an arm or a leg, but it was in my side. And by the next evening, it was all down one leg.
Wow.
And by the time I got to the doctor at the end of the week, it was half my body was pins and needles. And what I discovered was had MS, multiple sclerosis. It
How
hit
old,
all
how old were you, Bobbie, at that time?
29 years old.
Wow, young, huh? Right, okay.
Yeah. And I went from taking care of clients in the ER to two weeks later being the patient because nothing was functioning. I was having trouble moving my arms and my legs. I had trouble with buttons and zippers. I couldn't get up and down the stairs at home. I couldn't
Awesome.
drive anymore. I mean, that was a 2 week time period where I lost all of it.
Yeah, so you went from go to slow overnight.
Absolutely. Yeah, like a turtle.
Yeah.
Very much.
Wow.
Yeah. And I realized that because of my background, that modern medicine had nothing to offer me. There were no medications that really truly helped MS. Um, and so many of the people I'd seen on them wound up with so many other symptoms and problems that I actually ran from traditional medicine to an alternative clinic and was treated by a Chinese physician. And what I found out then, and they had trouble controlling, they did get me up and functioning again. But the ongoing problem was my gut, was I was reacting to everything.
Right.
And it wasn't until I learned how to deal with that that things truly got better.
Yeah, people don't
Yeah.
realize, do they? Your gut is basically your second brain, right?
It's your second brain and it's your ability to absorb all those nutrients you need. And if your gut's
Yes.
not functioning, you're not absorbing nutrients like you need to. And
Yeah,
every cell in the body is in need of nutrients. So
that's
if
right.
that isn't functioning like it needs to be, then
Yeah.
you're not absorbing the nutrients you need to be your optimal self.
Yeah, I've been reading up on this, guys. It's like the superhighway, and there's all these branches going off that superhighway. One controls your arms, your legs, your heart, your kidneys, your lungs. It all comes off that superhighway. So, keep that
And that's called the
superhighway.
vagus, and that's called the vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve in the body. It runs from your brainstem down to the root, right, of your tailbone, and everything comes off of that, and it's affected by your gut. So if
Yeah,
your gut's not happy, then your brain's not happy.
yeah, fair enough. And you're not happy. You're pretty grumpy. Tell me, what's been the
Yes.
most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
The most challenging thing is getting people to realize that you didn't get here overnight, that
Yes,
your illness or whatever you're struggling with usually took time to get here. So it's
yes,
not going to get better overnight. It does take several sessions most of the time to make people better. And that can be, 6, 8, 12. It depends on what you're dealing with.
correct.
I don't know what that is until we know what we're dealing with you. But, people have to realize there has to be a little patience involved. You didn't get here instantly, so you're not going to get well instantly. It does happen. I have seen people, and I do have one we'll talk about a little later, get well very quickly.
Yes.
But often if it took you a while to get here, it's going to take you a little while to get better.
Yeah,
It won't
two
take you as
things,
long
guys.
as it did, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a mindset as well. But don't think about it, guys. If you put on without realizing it, just quietly but surely, put on 5 or 10 kg,
Mhm.
you ain't going to take. That took 2 to 3 months. You ain't going to take it off in a day. It's not going to
That's
happen.
right.
You got to
Exactly.
you got to change your habits, guys. I spoke to Bobbie about earlier. Tell us an important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction. I guess the MS.
Honestly, that was my health.
Yeah,
It was a call that I couldn't ignore, absolutely
yeah,
couldn't ignore. I feel like God really put me on the path that I'm on now, and that it's His leading that teaches me how to listen to people and how to listen to their bodies. I use muscle testing, and muscle testing is a way of just asking your subconscious mind, which remembers absolutely everything that's ever happened to you in your life, and
yes.
those emotions that we bury. It might have been the kid on the playground that, made fun of you or something, and you
Yep.
think it was nothing later, but it becomes something because you buried it and you didn't deal with it, and it
Yeah.
can cause you problems later in life. Those emotions get stuck in the body unless we let
Yeah.
them go.
I can relate to this one, guys. I had a motivational speaker when I was about 5 or 6. How cool is that? A motivational speaker at my early.
Wow.
And what happened? I'll tell you about my motivational speaker. It was my stepfather. And what he used to do before school, he'd comb my hair, right? As he combed my hair, every morning I got the pep talk. He said, "Shit, shit, you're an ugly kid."
Wow.
Every morning, every morning.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
And then
that's with you.
yeah, and then to top it off, I had glasses even back then, and I'd go to school and they'd bash me up and call me Frog Eyes
Oh,
and Four Eyes. So what I did after that, I come out of the house and I'd hide my glasses at the nearest telegraph pole in the grass, and I'd pick them
oh.
up on my way home. And because I never had and because I didn't have glasses at school, I wasn't getting
You
beat
were
up.
doing poorly in school.
Absolutely. I couldn't see the blackboards. I couldn't see the
Right,
questions. So I was
right,
failing. But no one knew. Think about it, guys. No one knew why I was failing. I just couldn't
right,
see the blackboard to answer the questions. And yet
right.
I was a pretty bright kid, actually. Academically, I was pretty bright. So that was my little story. Anyway, back to you, Bobbie. In your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped contribute to your success along the way?
My curiosity about the body and how it
Yeah,
works.
willing to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, just a desire to learn more all the time. I'm
Yes.
constantly reading new information and finding ways to incorporate that and use it as questions when I'm working with clients. So I've been studying a lot related to methylation issues lately and found that I can incorporate that into the questions that I'm asking to ask if people are actually methylating. And methylating means that your body is processing its ability to break down a nutrient and utilize it in its smallest components. And the most common methylation error is a B12 or folic acid issue, that you don't methylate folic acid well. which means you don't break it down so that your body can use those smaller components. If you don't break it down, it doesn't know what to do with it. So then you
Yes.
become folic acid deficient.
Yes.
And then you don't want to be, because your body needs all those nutrients. So I found that I can actually ask those questions and start releasing those methylation issues so that people are processing things like they need to be.
Yeah, Bobbie and I were talking earlier too, guys, about some of these tablets that you take. The doctor says, take this and take this. What I want you to do is go home and look online what are the side effects. The funny thing is,
Exactly.
sometimes the bloody side effects are worse than the problem that you've got. So be careful
Yep.
with the medication, guys. Be careful who you trust. I mean, Dr. Google's not perfect, but he's a big help. He's come along. He's come a long way. He's a big help. And go to people like Bobbie and find out, ask questions. Always be asking questions, guys. So why? Why am I, what will it do for me? Why am I taking this? How long am I going to take it for? Et cetera, et
Exactly.
cetera. And
Or is there a natural way to do this? Do I have to do a pill?
yeah,
Maybe
correct.
maybe there's a natural supplement. If you use whole food supplements, if you're using
That's right.
supplements, make sure they're whole foods. Make sure they're not synthetic. You don't
Yeah,
want something made in the lab. You want something made from food.
yeah,
So, make
correct.
sure that it's natural and that there's nothing added to it.
Yeah. How do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field, Bobbie?
Just by constantly studying and reading, I am constantly learning new things and applying it to what I'm doing. And I
Yeah.
just love helping new people. I get excited about new cases.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
are struggling with something. Um, I'll go ahead and tell you this. One client I had recently, which is one of my recent successes, is she came to me because she had had surgery for polyps on her uterus,
Wow.
and she's been having continued pain and bleeding in both her stool and her urine since surgery, and the doctors can't find anything to make it go away. I
Yeah.
did one session with her, the pain and the bleeding was gone. One
Wow.
session.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So
Fantastic, fantastic.
she,
Natural medicine, guys. It's and common sense is a lot of it. Guys, common sense,
yeah.
common sense. Think about it before you put things in your mouth. Think about it, right? Tell us about a recent, apart from that one, tell us about a recent or project or achievement that you're particularly proud of, Bobbie.
Well, that one in particular. I
Yeah.
also had another woman that I worked with who was a multiple chemical sensitivity client.
Wow.
She
Wow.
was unable to tolerate anything. She was stuck in her home. When she came to see me, I was actually seeing people in person at the time. I don't do that anymore. But when she came to see me, she had to wear a non-rebreather mask just to get
Wow.
from home to mine because she couldn't stand all the smells on
Yes.
that trip. It made her deathly sick. And by the time I was done with her, she's now going to the store and to church and taking care of her grandchildren. She's got her life
Awesome.
back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The smells is a very interesting one, guys. Some of the cities where you live, even the cities are killing you with the pollution and that you don't see, but it's invisible, but it's there, guys. So be aware of what you're breathing as well in that sense. Um,
Absolutely.
what advice would you give someone younger aspiring to come and follow in your footsteps and do what you do, Bobbie? What advice would you give them?
Be open. Don't put anybody in a box. No two people are alike. Our
Correct.
modern medicine system does that to us. They put us all on this track and think they can treat all of us exactly the same way, and we're not. Not two of us are exactly alike. Every one of us respond differently to things, and we
Correct.
need to be treated as an individual, and you need to test people as an individual. Don't assume your answers before you do your testing.
Yeah, one that happened to me in recent times, like the last, say, 12 months or so, I was getting sick every now and again, and at night I was vomiting. And
Oh,
the strange thing is, I was vomiting like an alarm clock. I was vomiting at 2 o'clock.
oh wow.
I'd feel sick at midnight, and I had to wait. I'd wait and wait, and I think, hurry up! I know I'm going to vomit when it's 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, I got the bucket out, and I was vomiting like carrier. It was like a projectile coming out badly,
Oh
right?
wow.
Yeah. And then basically, I seemed like I was lactose intolerant. I switched over, and I didn't believe all this bullshit. I thought, this is all bullshit. But I switched over to almond milk as
Uh-huh.
opposed to normal milk, and I've never been sick since. So go figure. Weird.
And that has implications throughout the entire body. It was affecting you in so many other ways that you weren't
Yes.
identifying at the time.
Yeah. But it was weird the way, honest to God, it was like an alarm clock. I'd start to
Yeah.
feel, I start to feel it in my stomach building up. I'm feeling sick. I'm feeling nauseous, and I couldn't make myself sick any earlier. I had to wait until 2 o'clock, and it was it was debilitating. So I had to sit there for 2 hours and do nothing, and then boom,
Well,
two.
that's because of when it was hitting that particular organ
Yeah,
that you
probably. Yeah,
having
flowing through
that
the
effect.
body. Yeah, on its
Yeah,
way, like to the
yeah,
trigger, like a trigger. Yeah, yeah. It's
yep.
amazing, and
It is.
you only learn this stuff, guys, but when it happens to you, you know. So, like I say, as Bobbie says earlier, listen to your body because it's talking to you. Um, Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Just to continue to help more people, teach people that, they can actually do some of this themselves. I
Yes,
really want to teach people how to do that listening to your body, because it is talking to you and you need to learn how to listen when things are going on. And if you're a parent, how do I deal with my kids? Wouldn't you love to be able to test your children and find out what's going on with them? Do I
that's
need
right.
to rush to the doctor? Or maybe it's something as simple as there's an herb I can give them that will help them with that fever that they've got right now, that we don't need to be giving them those
Yeah.
over-the-counter medications, which can have so many side effects.
Yeah, and why are they off the rails all the time? Everything's got a symptom, guys. Find out. Dig
Yeah,
deeper. But
that's right.
don't go to the doctor and take status quo, right?
That's right.
Um,
Exactly.
Tell me, what's the best way for people watching this and listening to find out more about you and your wonderful business, Bobbie? How can they do that? What's the best way?
Well, I would love them to join my Facebook group, because
Awesome.
inside that group, I am answering all kinds of questions. And right
Love that.
now, I got a post up that says, what do you want to learn about? What are you the most interested in? So I can address those topics specifically that you have questions about.
I love
So if
that.
you
I love that.
wanted to talk to a medical practitioner and ask some questions, spend some time asking questions,
So
here's
there
your
it is,
chance.
guys. And a Facebook group. I love the fact you've got a Facebook group. We've got a Facebook group as well. And like me, you haven't got a job, Bobbie. You got a passion. You don't work.
I do.
You've got a
I do.
passion. It's not
I
work.
do.
The same as me. It's a
Oh,
passion. We're so we're
exactly.
so we're so lucky that we've found our passion. And then, guys, if you find your passion, you haven't got a job. You just turn up every day and enjoy it and learn new things like Bobbie and I are doing. Um, so that's awesome that you should mention that, because, like I say, guys, if you haven't got a Facebook group, they're free. Get yourself a Facebook group, guys. If you're serious about your business and you're an expert in your field, get yourself a Facebook group and talk to your audience, and they become your tribe, right? As they have for you, Bobbie,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Tell me, before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know,
Most people don't know that I have horses, but I have horses because my husband and my daughter got into them.
right?
But I'm the one that treats them. So, even pets, need help. So I also treat pets. That's the fun fact.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. How many horses have you guys got?
We have two, but having
Uh-huh.
horses doesn't mean you have money. Having horses means for most people that you're poor. Because you spend so much money on them. They're so expensive.
Yeah, they're like a boat. You just like a
Exactly.
bottomless pit.
Mhm.
Bobbie, you've been an awesome guest. Thank you very much for coming on the show today. I'm going to wrap this up now.
All
So,
right.
guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, please feel free to reach out and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And you're going to meet other awesome guests and learn things about yourself. Today, we learned about the body. And, guys, your body is talking. Are you listening? So remember that, guys. The body's talking. Are you listening? Reach out to Bobbie. She's up for a virtual cup of coffee anytime. Just
Absolutely.
go to her site, have a look at her calendar, book an appointment. It's going to cost you nothing to have a virtual chat, and then you can go from there. All right. Thanks very much for being on the show today, Bobbie. It's been a pleasure.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you.